What's up, everybody? Three into possible NBA offseason edition. So, before we get into the show, a few things to kind of warm up for you guys. We are going to be doing some team by team previews. So, if you are a fan of a team and would like to come chop it up with us on the podcast, let us know in our comments, and we're going to do what we can. Let us know who you're a fan of, and maybe throw out some weekends that work for you, as we are also working men that need our weekdays. So, throw out your teams.
Facts.
We'll talk with you guys, see if they're contenders, pretenders, or just straight up garbage. NFL training camp has started, and after some in-house discussion, we will cover the NFL.
So excited.
We're very interested to see how Devion will do, since he's probably watched 15 minutes of NFL in his life. But he can ask us some questions. He can play moderator. He can play
Molly Kieran. He could be Molly.
Kieran.
Six man
Molly
of the
Hicks
year.
over there.
You know what I'm saying? Molly
You got to put some more leather, man. I'm gonna need some leather.
Oh man, that's all I can offer too. I'll watch a couple games.
But no, it should be fun. Joe and I are very big into the NFL, so we will give you guys some stuff to talk about while the NBA offseason settles down. But it did not settle down yet.
Not at all.
NBA offseason has been crazy. We got superstars going everywhere.
Left and right.
And so we definitely got some shifting of the power dynamics in the NBA right now. So we're going to get into all of it. We are going to start with my two terrible co-hosts' favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers,
straight hater.
The Lakers made their first big made the first big splash of the offseason, trading for my boy Russell Westbrook. Free Brad Beal.
Yes,
so
sir.
Russ goes to the Lakers. Kuzma to the Wizards. Some other not really significant.
Montrezl Harrell, he's gone. Shipped him out.
So what the Wizards and others got is not really that important, because obviously the topic there is Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. We will talk specifically about Westbrook's fit, but let's also highlight some of the other things that the Lakers have done to kind of fill in their roster, because there was an uncomfortable 3 days where they literally had 4 people on the roster: Russ, AD, LeBron, and Marc Gasol.
That's it.
So they were able to re-up
right there. What you mean?
Yes, sir. That's it.
So they did re-up with Taylor Horton-Tucker. They signed a guy near and dear to my heart, Kendrick Nunn.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time.
No, that hurt.
Nah, I was kind of I knew he was gone. Once we didn't trade him at the deadline, I knew he wasn't going to be coming back. Just the money wasn't going to work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Signed Kendrick Nunn. They signed Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, and you guys can thank us. Malik Monk.
That's huge, bro. That's key.
Sure.
Trevor Ariza said he fell in love with basketball again with his time in Miami, so you're welcome.
Did he play?
Yeah, he started.
Yeah.
I don't remember that much. He wasn't that.
He signed late in the year, and then once he got his legs back, he was starting.
Right. He was like a 9-6 type of dude, like 9-6-2 type of dude.
I mean, that's all you need for the defense and the court.
Yeah, he did what he did,
Yeah,
to be real with you.
PJ Tucker-ish. That's all you need him for.
Yeah.
It's a little longer. He's a little longer, but
that's not,
not as strong, though.
That's why I said ish.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, and let's see, Marc Gasol staying on board with the Lakers. Dwight Howard goes back to the Lakers.
Huge.
So, I'm going to get your guys' reaction first.
Joe. I want to hear Joe. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Talk to me about your Lakers.
They got some bucket getters, that's for sure. They got some bucket getters, but they don't have a lot of shooting. I mean, they're gonna expect a lot from Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk, because everybody else is 28 and over. Wade Ellington is. I mean, I don't know, man. Wade Ellington.
Just in terms of the jump shot.
He can shoot, but I'm saying older. They're gonna need Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn to do a lot during the season. And I like Westbrook adding. I had no problem with Westbrook adding if LeBron is okay with playing power forward throughout the season until the fourth quarter come around then he goes back to his point forward, and he can slow things down. He can slow Russ down. And I think that's going to be great. It's going to give LeBron some rest during the season, and then LeBron just going to come in the fourth quarter and ball out. And I think y'all need to watch out for Matt McClung, Texas Tech, person they drafted from Texas Tech. The boy going to be a shooter. He going to be the Alex Caruso. He ain't going to be able to play defense, but he going to have some quality minutes, and he going to be shooting lights out for them. Just watch out, dog. They're going to be good.
I will be shocked if McClung gets more than 10 minutes in a single game this year.
Yeah.
He going to get some minutes. He going to get some minutes. Watch out. I'm telling you.
Leave it at that.
You think so?
Watch out.
I'll take your word for it.
LeBron ain't playing.
LeBron
ain't playing that. No, LeBron's not going for someone that raw on a team like this. No way in hell.
Oh, I'm saying I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a crazy impact, but the dude gonna get some minutes.
Yeah, he'll get his minutes.
He might get
3 minutes.
He'll get some blowout minutes for sure.
He's gonna get some minutes while on some screens.
That's a fact. I agree with that. Yeah, but man, I think we solid. Because I know people talking about, and you forgot about Melo too for shooting too, buddy.
Damn, I for sure
didn't about that. Definitely forgot about Melo.
I knew I was forgetting Melo.
Yeah, Mr.
ISO.
Yeah, Mr. You see, that's the thing about it too.
Buckets.
Like you can't sag off. You can try to sag off on us, and then LeBron go hit a three. I know, like I'm one of those people too. I get on LeBron about his jump shot and stuff, but he been smacking them bitches. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you go leave him open with the three. You get him hot. You can't sag off on no player in there. And then, once we get hot, we just get hot.
It's bucket getters.
Yeah, I think we good. I think be real with you, I don't think Brooklyn going to be an issue for us either. I think, I think the only team that really will give us issues is like a running gun team. That is it. And I don't want to say their name.
I think the Lakers going to run a gun, to be honest.
A running gun with the 35 plus with the senior citizen team.
Gun. And
the thing about it too, I'm cool with LeBron. I mean Westbrook having the ball in his hand the whole time because now he gets to be a point guard.
Yo, think about a pick and roll with Russ and AD or Russ and LeBron or Russ and Dwight Howard. They're gonna run you down. Russ and Marc Gasol, they're gonna run you down. They're gonna bully you.
Yeah, we still run. We not old like people making it seem like.
We're not that old like that.
We old, but we got these. We not them 40-year-old old dudes like that.
You are literally the oldest team ever in the NBA history.
Blah,
so I don't want to hear we're not actually that old. No, you're literally the oldest.
We're old, but the way we gonna move
on the Lakers old.
Yeah, the way we move, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna matter.
Be cool.
32-year-old, 2 ACL surgeries. He's still gonna be running like he's 21 years old. So it doesn't matter. LeBron still gonna be running the gunny.
All right, let me bring some
reality
to your fandom here. The fandom is overwhelming.
It's facts.
It's facts,
bro. The fandom is overwhelming. Facts. I think it's the most talented team in the West, like by far at this point. Like, it's really not even close. Like, I don't care what the little flippers do, who they might add.
They over with.
Like the talent level on the Lakers is absurd. Cool. My issue is I don't think the talent fits very well together at all. And part of this is I still don't understand this whole thing with LeBron since he went to the Lakers, like wanting to not be like the point guard. I don't get it. And so he might.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But the thing is, it makes sense in that way, but that's the only way it makes sense in terms of like his body feeling good. It doesn't make sense if you actually want to play the best basketball, because LeBron James is the best person, in my opinion, ever to have the basketball in his hands. So you put Westbrook with him. Like, I love Westbrook. You guys know that I love Westbrook, but Westbrook is at his best when he's got the ball in his hands. Carmelo, best when he's got the ball in his hands. Like, they don't have a lot of guys that are great without the ball. Wayne Ellington is great without the ball. Sure. Even Kendrick Nunn is not good without the basketball in his hands. Like, they don't have a lot to do. A lot of guys that they can run stuff and they're cool without touching the ball. Like Melo, we saw with the Rockets.
Melo proved himself with the Trailblazers.
Talk about what he did with the Trailblazers. That's what I'm saying.
But the
Prove himself.
Trailblazers let him ISO.
We're gonna let him ISO too, but he's gonna have a lot of people running, and he's gonna have people like, bro, he's gonna be able to ISO, and then Westbrook's gonna go in an attack. He gonna be at the 3. He just go shoot it. He make it. He miss it. He misses.
Think about the Blazers this year, right? Like Melo
I feel where you're coming from.
Melo had his best year in a while this past season.
They saved his career.
CJ McCollum missed a lot of time, and then Dame missed a lot of time. Melo was the second option for a lot of the season. Yeah. Melo is maybe the 4th option on the Lakers.
Easily.
So but when are you going to give him these ISO?
But you know the difference between that? They have, like, those 2 players you naming, they shooting it from hell. We don't got nobody who gonna be shooting it from hell like that. We got people who go drive and dish. That's what's gonna help them.
My point is, Melo has never been a good catch and shoot player, though. Like that's never been Melo's game.
Get it.
Like his numbers drop when he's catching. I mean, I hope so. Like I love Melo is another one of my favorites. That especially him and Russ, I would love to see you get a ring. Like I would be sick if they don't get a ring.
You gotta take into account he playing with his homie.
Yeah,
he's gonna be comfortable. He playing with his homie, so that might make it. Them shots ain't draining. He chilling.
I give you that. I give you that.
He's gonna be open like crazy. He ain't ever been this open.
With the Rockets, like I think it was still kind of in Melo's head, like, no, I'm still a superstar.
Exactly. He knows his role.
He didn't want to. He wasn't ready to accept that secondary type role. I think he's ready to do that now. So I'm hoping that he has a little more success in it. But I'm still just like these pieces are all really good. I just don't think they fit together really well. And I honestly think at the deadline, I expect some of these guys to be packaged up and shipped out for some shooters. Because at the end of the day, you just need someone else besides Wayne Ellington to be a good catch and shoot shooter.
I don't think Dwight gonna be there. Like players like him not gonna be there. I don't think
Dwight gonna be there.
I think Dwight will be there. I think Gasol might be the one that gets.
Nah,
who the hell gonna want him? That's why I said I think we're gonna have to be stuck with Gasol. Like I don't know who's gonna want him.
Keep their big men just so they can spare Anthony Davis. That's why they brought back Dwight.
Man, they brought people like Dwight and Westbrook there because of what we'll be talking about with AD. Because AD go shoot mid ranges, he go do all that stuff, and he's going to get bailed out by Westbrook getting rebounds.
True.
Yeah, they need some dogs. You got to surround Anthony Davis with some dogs, and I do like. Yeah. I like bringing Dwight back. I like bringing Russ in there because those guys like imagine Anthony Davis has a game where he's taking a bunch of jump shots, and then Russ is like, if you don't get your ass on the fucking rim.
Exactly.
Yeah, real talk, bro. And then hopefully it helps with the injuries. Hopefully.
Exactly. Dwight's not a dog. He's just a fool. He'll just turn around and hit you with an elbow randomly. Like, just do some foolishness. He ain't a dog, but he'll hard you for no reason.
That's an idiot.
That's true.
So they needed that. They need that.
We saw what happened when UD got out there.
No, Meta World Peace go out there to hurt you. Dwight just do some foolishness and end up hurting you. Meta World Peace want to grab your ankle and lock down on it.
JaVale McGee 5.0.
I appreciate Dwight Howard in a sense from this last year. I got the most Udonis Haslem moment ever for the Miami Heat because Dwight Howard wanted to act like a jackass. Udonis Haslem got out there for 3 minutes, made 2 shots, and then got ejected because he got into it with Dwight Howard.
That's the only reason still in the league.
Man, who gonna let it go?
Got right in his face. You gotta fucking do that to me. I'm a vet.
Oh
man, that was so funny.
That's a class. They need to make that into a post.
Right.
That need to be our cover art.
I had our cover art. That was funny. That's actually pretty good.
I forgot who that was.
Yo,
that's the OG.
All right, let me guys ask you about specifically Russell Westbrook's fit alongside LeBron James. I kind of told you guys I'm not crazy about those two together because I think their strengths are exactly the same. They need the ball. But Devion, what do you think? What do you think about the fit between Russ and LeBron?
All right, so
and AD.
Yeah, so I think the thought process behind this was. Yeah, we know LeBron is. Yeah, you right about that. LeBron is best when he has the ball in his hands. but he's getting older, so he's like, all right, you got to preserve his body. So Westbrook is a cyborg. Can't nothing bring him down but God himself. No knee injuries, nothing. Anthony Davis likes to shoot. He's one of those little pretend stretch forwards. He needs to play inside, but he likes to play outside. And I think Westbrook gonna bring all that together because he don't give a hell what he got to do. He just want to win. And Westbrook, too, to Westbrook's defense, when he is actually allowed to be a point guard and he shoots less, his percentages do go up. And everything else goes up. So I think, and Westbrook, and it's like, what is it? Westbrook wants to win. Like, that's the only stain he has on his belt. Thanks. That is it. So I think he's gonna bring everybody together like that. He gonna allow LeBron to be, if you want to be step back ISO LeBron, he gonna do that. Melo might be, I'll give you that, Will. Melo might be the tough fit. Because you're right about the catch and shoot. It is a lot worse when he is like catch and shoot versus ISO. So he gonna have to get his minutes, but he might play more defense, bang you up, get rebounds, putbacks. That literally might have to be his role. Step out, do threes. I'm hoping for Melo because you got me on that. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm trying to think because Will is right about the catch and shoot,
to be a gritty player.
He, like, for real, like, that's what he's going to have to be used for because you right about catch and shoot. Like, you got me on that. I'm serious. He's going to have to be a gritty dude and hopefully hit some threes. He's going to be the one that scares me. The rest of them don't worry.
He'll hit the threes.
And Will got me on that. I got to give him props on that.
Joe, fit with Westbrook and LeBron and AD.
I love it. I think it's big man, small ball. Because LeBron going to have to play the 4. If you look at their squad, LeBron going to have to play a lot of the 4, and AD going to have to play the 5, and that's going to be their best lineup, and they're not going to want to bang in the post, so they're going to stretch that floor a little bit, and they're going to be moving that ball. Because if you look at it, it's going to be Westbrook. Who's going to be the guard? It's going to be Wayne Ellington, or it's going to be Malik Monk, or Kendrick Nunn. Who's going to play the guard? And then at the 3, LeBron can't play the 3 because you got too many people. You got Melo, Trevor Ariza. You got people right there who gonna play that spot.
I could see them sliding. I mean, it's a technicality, but like sliding Ariza to the 4. But
yeah,
you could slide Ariza to the 4, but then that's still like small ball, big ball. Like you still stretching the floor no matter what. You're gonna stretch that floor because you don't really have a true big man presence unless you got Dwight Howard out there. Or Marc Gasol out there. Because AD is going to be playing in that paint like that. So you're going to be stretching that floor. That's why I think they're going to be moving that ball, and they're going to be doing a lot of up and down. I think they're going to be a run and gun team, even at their age. I think until the fourth quarter come around, and then LeBron going to take that ball, and it's just going to be a different situation.
Westbrook going to have to be a run and gun. Yeah.
Playing as much as he went to in the fourth quarter, but that's just going to have to be what it is. Westbrook, you're going to sit until the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter.
But I don't think they're going to be a running gun by choice. I think it's going to be because of competition like Golden State. They
have to.
People like Golden State go force them to do it, but I'm still going to take our talent over Golden State talent. Just be real with you.
But when they go against teams in the East, it's going to be a different story. They can bully the teams in the East, but in the West, they're going to have to run a gun.
Yeah.
Bully who?
Yeah, we ain't going to bully nobody. You talking about like... We don't have to play running gun like
the Nets.
Yeah, we're going to play running gun against the Bucks.
Nets. You're not bullying Milwaukee. You're not bullying Philly. You're not bullying Miami.
I worry about them because they're not making it to the finals. I'm talking about Brooklyn Nets.
We'll bully Philly. Philly weak. We ain't going to bully y'all, though. I'll give you that. Other teams, I'll give you those. But Philly weak.
We're not bullying the Heat. I'll give you that. But we're going to have to bully the Nets because their offense is just too much. You're going to have to just out-physical them.
You don't even got to worry about them. Don't worry.
Yeah,
all right, let's transition. Let's transition. The other big winner so far of the NBA free agency has been my Miami Heat. The Lakers got the best overall player of the offseason, obviously, in Russell Westbrook. The Heat probably got the best technically free agent in Kyle Lowry. And God, those...
He gets it done.
All right, can we just take a moment here? Because Kyle Lowry has been like a hot topic on this show. and I'm always on the anti-Kyle Lowry.
Go.
And
That's
now,
That's Barney. Call him what he is. He's
What you
Barney.
say? Hall of Fame, Lowry.
Hall of Fame. Hey, he going to Miami. He's going to be Mike Lowry. Let's go. Bad boys for life. Him and Jimmy Butler. Let's go. They're going to be good, but not that good.
Hey, look, he don't got no choice but the roof.
That's the.
He got that dick look. Hey, bro. Hey, welcome to the dark side, bro. It's cool.
What's crazy is I think I actually said that on the last time when we argued about Chris Paul and his legacy, and you brought up Kyle Lowry. I think I brought up at the very end, like, this is going to be my karma that I'm going to have to root for Kyle Lowry next year.
So
and
great.
Now, oh my gosh. Like, okay, so the Heat did a sign and trade to acquire Lowry. They traded away Dragic, Pete Lifer, and Precious Achua. And I'm not going to lie, my first reaction to that was like, what do we do?
Gave up a lot. Achua's going to be good.
Like, I like Achua's upside a lot. And it wasn't even a matter of what I think Achua will be. My biggest issue was last year at the trade, like throughout the season, when Harden was available or any big person was available that the Heat might go for, Precious Achua was part of every single package.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I was saying, okay, say Bradley Beal becomes unhappy and demands a trade from Washington. They're going to want Precious.
Can we
real
quick about Bradley Beal? Can we stop saying he's going to leave Wizards? Because he's not going to turn down over $200 million.
Oh, my God.
Saying because he's not turning over $200 million. It ain't happening. Ain't going nowhere. He's going to stay with that bum-ass team and rack up his money. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I don't even think it's about the money. I think he's just
100% about the money. 100%.
Right now,
Anthony. He doing the Carmelo Anthony. He gonna get his $200 million, and then after that, he may bounce and go chase rings. That man getting his money.
No, see, the reason why I disagree, Joe, is because he could do it like everyone, like the blueprint's out there. Like all he has to do is sign the extension and say, "Okay, I'm unhappy, trade me." And then the other team that he gets traded to gets his bird rights and can still offer him.
He may do that, but he has to wait till the end of this year so he can get that extension because they're not gonna give it to him.
Who?
No, they're gonna give it to him.
Hell yeah, they are.
Give it to him, but he's still got 2 years on his contract. They're not gonna give it to him right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if he demands a trade right now, and then some say wishful thinking, my Heat trade for him, the Heat can then offer him that exact same.
It would have to be a sign and trade.
Well, no, he's under contract. Like they can just trade for him, and then they retain. The new team gets his bird rights.
No.
Yes, that's how everyone's happened. That's how it would happen with Carmelo in New York. He didn't sign there. He got traded there from Denver.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
That's what Anthony Davis did. Anthony Davis took the money from New Orleans and then got traded to the Lakers. It wasn't a sign and trade. They just traded for him. And now they can offer him the big extension.
That was New Orleans' downfall for giving him the money thinking that would make him stay. That was their downfall.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying from Brad's perspective, as long as he just gets traded and doesn't walk in free agency, he can continue to get the highest dollar. That's all I'm saying. So, like, he could do it. Like
he's going to do it.
He's not going to do it.
I don't think so. Like,
to do that.
He seems to just like being. I get it.
He just signed another dude from St. Louis. That man is staying.
When he loses and watches Westbrook get a ring because he left, he's going
his whole career.
Man,
he's gonna go average 32 again, and he's gonna rack up his paper.
And then he's going to bounce because he's going to say he's
going to
happy.
Back to my Miami Heat,
resume.
I didn't bring up all this extra bullshit when we were talking about your fucking Lakers.
My bad, bro. You were talking about your boy at least.
Exactly. I had to give him some love.
You know what I'm saying? Gave me your homies some props.
All right. The Heat get Kyle Lowry. They signed PJ Tucker, which was a surprise to me. I did not expect that. That was a really good move.
Huge.
They were able to re-sign Duncan, and we argued about this offline, but I think we've all come to.
I still hate it.
A good deal.
It is. I still hate it.
But that's how they run their offense.
She's right.
That's their offense.
He's a big part of the offense.
He's going to help him in the future. I will give him that. He's going to help him in the future.
5 years, $90 million. And if you think about it, like the growth, he's only been in the league he's been in the league really in the NBA for 2 years.
Right?
His first year was in the G League, and he was
Unsigned
a
free
two-way
agent.
player.
Amazing.
Biggest contract ever for an undrafted free agent. So good job, Duncan.
Yeah, good job for him. For sure.
So they were to re-sign him. They, like I said, to sign Lowry, they did a sign and trade. So Dragic and Precious are out. We talked about Kendrick Nunn signed with the Lakers in the offseason, which one thing that was really odd about that is the Heat originally had restricted free agent rights to him.
He took less money too.
And they rescinded their tender to him, which would have allowed them to match the Lakers' offer. If they would have just left that qualifying offer and he tried to take that deal with the Lakers, he said, nope, we'll match that, and we'd have got to keep him. So very interesting that they just let him go.
I agree. He was in the doghouse a little bit.
I don't think they need him for what
started.
Yeah.
He was fine. He was a good player. He doesn't play any defense.
They're taking a risk on Kyle Lowry.
It doesn't fly in Miami. And then this is what. So I was starting to say is that I really didn't like the Kyle Lowry trade because I didn't think Kyle Lowry would make the Heat jump the Bucks in the East, right? Like that's what you got to measure yourself against now. And after what the Bucks did to the Heat in the playoffs, I'm sorry, the Heat were not Kyle Lowry away from beating them. But then they steal PJ Tucker from the Bucks, and then the surprise of all to me was signing Victor Oladipo to a league minimum deal.
Yes,
that's a game changer for me because now Kyle Lowry, if Vic can be healthy, and that's a big if. Then Kyle Lowry becomes the fourth best player on the Heat. And now that's a good team, I think, when Kyle Lowry is your fourth best player, especially when everyone else can defend with him. It's going to be a top 3 defensive team, in my opinion, in the NBA, if not the best.
He can't score though.
Please.
Who can't? Crazy, bro.
They can't score, bro.
They can't score, bro.
They're gonna bully people. Duncan Robinson is their best scorer.
Tyler Hero, you forget about Tyler Hero. He can score. Bam can score.
Please. Jimmy's been averaging 20 points a game.
Come on, bro. I ain't gonna hate on him like that.
Please.
If Jimmy Butler can't score, Russell Westbrook can't score. That's the same logic because they don't shoot threes. If Jimmy Butler can't score, Russell Westbrook can't score.
Westbrook can't score either, but he can get a triple.
Right. No, LeBron can't score then.
What are you talking about, LeBron? No, that's not the same. LeBron can shoot.
It is.
No,
can shoot.
No, you're not gonna stop them.
He shoots better than Jimmy Butler
from 3 this year. What you mean?
LeBron can shoot better than Jimmy Butler can, but you are not.
Just like I said before the podcast started, them the 1990 era Knicks, Pat Riley Knicks, they gonna bully ball people and they ain't gonna score nothing.
They gonna bully ball,
ugly basketball. They gonna be bully you. That's all they gonna do. No, it's not gonna. And it may work in the East, but once they go against a team who can shoot, it ain't going down. Because they can't shoot.
A team that can shoot. The teams in the East can shoot?
No, they can't.
Milwaukee was the best shooting or the second best shooting team in the whole NBA last year. You just talked about the Nets can't be stopped scoring. What are you talking about?
Regular season don't matter. Playoffs matter.
Oh, I'm sorry. The NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks that were second best shooting in the entire NBA?
Yeah, okay. Bro. You wild, buddy.
Come on, man.
They're going against a team that knocked out your Lakers?
Come on, man.
Okay.
Really?
Bro, they
You're not hearing all that.
Circumstances.
Your Lakers last championship, the Heat's best 3 players all got hurt in game 1.
And they still would have lost. But you right though.
It went to game 6.
Injuries matter though. You right. Injuries do matter.
And they happen every year.
Hey, bro. You wild about that scoring stuff, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
Just fine. The Heat were top 10.
They can't get buckets. They don't. They got 2 shooters. They have 2.
No, I feel you.
Kyle Lowry's a 40% 3-point shooter.
It's gonna be some. It's the 90s.
And I'm gonna give you guys a name right now.
Markieff Morris.
Markieff did join. I'm gonna give you guys a name. I'm gonna give you guys
dark skin squad. That's what that is.
I'm gonna give you guys a name right now. He's going to be the next iteration of Kendrick Nunn.
I know what he's gonna say.
Kendrick Nunn or Duncan Robinson. It's the next one because he'd always do this. Omer Yurtseven he's a 7-footer, can shoot the 3.
Yeah.
He dropped 29 and 18 on your Lakers in Summer League. He just dropped another 25 on the Warriors Summer League team. He's made I think 3 threes in each of the games. He's going to be out there. He's not going to be a superstar, but he's going to be a role player.
G League teams.
He's going to score them 10 points a game, and they're going to be crucial points. I'll give you that, Will. I'll give you that. They do it all the time.
I told you. I was telling everybody when Kendrick Nunn was dropping 40 in summer league, he was going to be it.
They do it.
Happens every year.
All the time. Bro, they are going to be solid. They are going to have some little stints where they ain't going to be able to score. They just go play good defense.
And Victor Oladipo can score once he gets healthy in December or February, whenever.
So he's the one that I'm worried about. So if he plays like even close to what he is, and you get some type of production out of him, y'all solid. And you know, if not, it don't cost you that much.
They're not beating Brooklyn,
so it's a win-win. Get rid of this dude.
I ain't worried about Brooklyn.
Man, they go put that. Brooklyn need to worry about making it past like other teams that's gonna beat them up. So by the time they do make it to Miami already play grit ball as it is, and they gonna be banged up.
KD finna get off. KD finna get off.
We're not saying about KD is cool.
That's fine. KD it's got everybody off else. Postseason.
Yeah, it's everybody else. They gonna be banged up. They can't play grit ball.
Healthy is
here's the thing. I keep trying to tell y'all about the Brooklyn Nets. It was awesome watching Kevin Durant go off against Milwaukee. He's not doing that if Kyrie Irving and James Harden are out there. It's not happening.
It's not happening.
Because if Kyrie and James Harden out there, they beat every team by 40, like they did against the Bucks in the first 2 games. What you mean?
We saw the Suns beat the Bucks in the first 2 games, and what happened?
Yeah, and Chris Paul old ass couldn't handle it, and then he blamed it on his limp ass wrist. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And they lost Dario Saric, so they didn't have any big man presence besides DeAndre Ayton. So the Bucks ate up the paint. That's what happened.
Okay, who's going to be the big man presence on the Brooklyn Nets?
Me.
Claxton.
They don't make shots. Offense. Offense over everything.
Bro, they're going KD go be KD, but guess what's gonna happen? They gonna be plagued by injuries, and guess who's not? Miami, and guess what they used to play? Grit ball, and they gonna beat them up. And it is what it is. They do it all the time.
You can't go by injuries.
Miami plays the exact same type of ball every year and gets great pieces.
The Phoenix Suns only made it to the finals because of injuries. Like,
they didn't.
They didn't. They were balling. And injuries is a part of the game, bro. Like, the Lakers will have an extra championship without an injury.
Every team they went through into the finals, their best player was injured.
No, they were not.
Their second best player was injured. Jamal Murray was injured. LeBron was injured.
I'm just saying their best player, like Jokic, was out there. Like, Jokic was out there hooping.
Okay, if you don't have Jamal Murray, you got Jokic and you got Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
You act like the Suns had just like Hall of Fame after Hall of Fame player. They got Devin Booker and Chris Paul.
That's it. And up and coming stars. That's it.
Young. If you really look at the Nuggets, they're really not that good of a team outside of their starting 5.
They had a deep team.
Yeah.
They traded their deep team they traded their depth to get Aaron Gordon. That's what hurt them. Because Aaron Gordon ain't really that dude. I don't know why people like Aaron Gordon that much either.
He's a good role player.
He's good for what they need him for.
He's cool.
He did exactly what they need.
Great what they need him for. No. Somebody who go score because he inconsistent.
Obviously they need their point guard, but like they needed somebody to be able to guard whoever the fuck MPJ wasn't going to guard.
Aaron Gordon just can't shoot enough either, though.
Bro,
he's a big though. Like he's really a.
He's somebody who can shoot a little bit.
Will, let him talk. Will, let him keep giving great reasons why the Heat are going to win. You giving great reasons. Keep talking. It's going to happen. Miami plays the exact same style every year, and they get good players.
90s. You can't go out there and just be some bully ball team. You need some shooters.
But that's the Knicks, bro. They find a way to disappoint.
I don't know where
this Miami.
I don't know where you think the Heat have shooters. The Heat have 2 people that don't shoot the ball well.
They have scorers. They don't have shooters.
No, the Heat have 2 people that don't shoot the 3 well. Jimmy Butler and Bam.
That's it.
And Kyle Lowry shoots it better. Kyle Lowry shot it better from 3 than Dragic did each of the last 4 seasons.
Facts.
Victor Oladipo is a solid 3-point shooter.
You know that, Joe.
Who they gave up? Duncan Robinson is like the best 3-point shooter in the NBA.
Harder than I was 6 months ago.
Huh?
Because he got a Heat uniform on now. Kyle Lowry, yo, dude.
No, I told you what I think Kyle Lowry is. You said shooting.
They don't have great shooting. It's not going to be enough to go against Brooklyn or Milwaukee. Like you said, Milwaukee was the best shooting team in the year.
Who's Brooklyn's shooters?
I don't care about
KD, Kyrie, and Harden, and Joe Harris. That's four dudes right there.
Two of them are not going to play at the same time as the other two.
How do you know?
Because they get injured every year. Kyrie is known for getting injured, and James Harden has the exact same production every year in the playoffs. It is. I'm not just making this up. This is what they've been showing us.
I'm just saying, Joe,
Yeah,
if you were going to co-sign with Devion's bullshit about Chris Paul being a loser, then James Harden is a fucking loser. That's all he is then.
Yes,
if Chris Paul is a loser, James Harden is a fucking loser.
Chris Paul ain't the number one option.
Neither James Harden.
Chris Paul's always been the number one option.
That's what I'm saying. James Harden is not the number one option anymore, so it's gonna work out. That's what I'm trying to say. It don't work out when he's the number one option, but when he's not the number one option, it's gonna work out.
Who?
All right, he won the number one option. OKC before he got traded.
They was young and they went against the Heat. They was not prepared. They just got their ass whooped on that one. They was not prepared. Come on, bro. You know age matters when you going into the playoffs.
Hey, Joe, all you saying
loser
means nothing. Because guess what? He's a loser because he does not win either. He don't got no championship, and he finds a way to get hurt and not produce every playoff. He's a bum. He's a loser. He's going to be one of them great players that got no rings, and all you going to talk about is like, man, you remember when he used to score a lot?
So he going to be the next Charles Barkley?
That's all I'm hearing. I'm keeping it G because I'm being fair because that's how I feel about Chris Paul. Exactly the reason. I feel like he blew it.
I'll give you that. That's fair.
Same
I think it's bullshit,
bro.
but it's fair.
Yeah, I'm just saying because I'm just judging him.
You are being consistent. I'm going to give you credit. You're being consistent.
But I'm just saying because it's just like I'm like that.
You heard it here first. Devion Hicks says Kyle Lowry had a better career than James Harden.
Hey, it's gonna be said and done. It's gonna be like that. People go give his ring. I'm being real. People go give his ring way more credit than what James Harden did in the regular season if he don't get no rings.
I mean, nobody in their right mind will ever say that Kyle Lowry. If they do like their all-time rankings, Kyle Lowry will never be ahead of Chris Paul or James Harden. But
he won't need to stop. You need to stop lying. Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam won them that championship because Kawhi Leonard was booty in them last two games.
Joe.
He was booty. He was only good in the first two games of the finals. And the last two games, it was all Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam. Look at the stats. They was balling, and Kawhi Leonard was nowhere to be found. We need to stop putting superstar on Kawhi Leonard. The dude is okay. He good. He great, but he ain't no superstar.
He was battling injuries, too, and he was still balling.
I've been saying that his whole career. The boy is great, but he ain't no superstar.
I don't know what you call him.
I'll co-sign that.
Boy ain't a superstar.
He's like a fringe superstar. He's a star.
Thank you. He quiet, so we let him get away with a lot.
I've said for a while. I was like a huge Kawhi Leonard hater. Devion will remember this.
Oh, I remember that. We talk about that.
Before he made like his big like ascension, I said he was a glorified Tony Allen. Right. Then he added some more scoring to it. Now I had to back off that one. This was before. Like this is still like Tim Duncan and all them.
15 points. 16.
This is when we was in college. Yeah. I remember that because we was at the
rec. He's a glorified Tony Allen. He proved me wrong on that one. He outgrew the Tony Allen thing, but he is not to me at this point. I can't say he's in the same category as Giannis, LeBron, and KD.
No, we're not.
Like, so it's really if we really want to be real about it, like those three. If we're gonna say superstar is the highest echelon, it's just those three. It's just those three, because those three are just on such a different. Like whatever team those actually four. Steph deserves to be in that conversation. I know Devion's not gonna like that one, but
Steph in there, man. Don't hate. You can't hate.
I'm not hating. It just sucks, bro. Because low key, I can't get mad at what you said, Will. Because only thing I see is Kawhi right now after last year. He's pretty much what they thought Paul George would be. and then now he has Paul George, and he's not what people want him to be. So it's just like, I don't got no argument.
He Paul George at Indiana
With a ring or two.
All right. Let's transition. Let's transition to the the last team that we're going to really talk about.
God, I can't believe he made
the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls added Lonzo Ball, 4 years, $86 million, more than Duncan Robinson, which I think is a crime, but whatever. And DeMar DeRozan. So now, if you look at the Bulls,
squad
starting lineup, Lonzo Ball, I think, is a really solid player. I like Lonzo a lot. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nicholas Vucevic. I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Vucevic.
There you go. Big Vucevic. And probably their 4th overall pick from last year, Patrick Williams.
They don't re-sign Lowry Markkinen, I'm going to scream.
He signed with Charlotte, I think, late last night.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he didn't want to come back. He
publicly said he didn't want to come back. So bad.
Who are you talking about?
The original one. No, Lowry Markkinen.
I know they made it so the first 2 coaches they had with him just made everything sour.
You know what I'm noticing though? People like to play with Billy Donovan.
They do.
Billy Donovan is a damn good coach.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put him in the highest echelon yet, but
he's better than Scott Brooks.
Oh yeah,
better
than Mike Budenholzer.
But better than Mike Budenholzer, I agree.
But hey, he ain't never gonna get that credit because they don't got a ring yet. When they get one, they go. I'm saying when they get one, they'll give him his props for sure.
They're gonna be like, is he one of the greatest coaches of all time? Because what he did in college,
it's gonna happen for sure.
It'll come up.
That's a fact.
So let's talk about what do we think the Bulls are. So I guess let's give some perspective first. Obviously, you guys think the Lakers will be the number 1 seed in the West, win it all, blah, 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 blah. I think they will get the 1 seed. I don't know that I think they'll win it all yet. I think this cements for the Heat. I think this cements them in the top 3. What do you guys think in terms of seeding for the Heat? I'm just trying to frame up our Chicago Bulls conversation.
Bucks, Nets, Heat, yeah. Top 3.
You got Philly. You got Atlanta's.
But Philly, some question marks with Philly at this moment.
I don't think Philly gonna do it. Atlanta, I think could. I think between you, maybe Atlanta and the Bulls might be like 3, 4, 5, but it'd be like either y'all go blow them out, by like 5, 6 games, or it's gonna be like 1 or 2 game difference.
Bulls are gonna be an 8 seed.
So the Heat are. Always seem to underperform in the regular season.
But I still think y'all at least get 5 though.
Yeah, I think we'll be in the top 4. I think we'll be in the top 3. I think we'll be the top 3 teams in terms of like how I feel about them. I don't know if they'll actually be the 3 seed.
Right,
but
that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think this does for the Bulls? You guys kind of teased it already. Joe, you said 8 seed. Explain yourself.
I love the additions they've made, but I think people underestimate the intensity and the pressure of playing for the Chicago Bulls. Like, y'all got a good
Chicago can be a crazy sports town.
Y'all got a good team. The fans can be crazy. They may not be on your head like New York fans, but that MJ pressure is real. I remember when they drafted Valentine. What's the dude's name?
Denzel Valentine.
The next day, Chicago Bulls Instagram put 23 on his chest and said, is he going to be the next MJ?
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
They need to drug test that.
That's what I'm saying. That pressure ain't no joke.
That was wild.
Drug test that intern.
I think they're making steps, and they look like a really good team on paper. I got to see it first.
Got to see how they fill out the roster.
First. This not the D Rose Bulls. Like, they ain't going to come out there and be surprising people. I think they're going to be a 8-7 seed. Like, they're going to be a good, solid team.
Nah.
You may be scared to play them in the first round if you're a certain team, depending on how the season goes. But besides that,
bro, you ain't giving no credit to the
I
Rose.
don't think they're gonna be no top 4 or 5 seed. I think they're real good. I love Lonzo Ball. I love that Lonzo Ball. Zach LaVine can play off ball more. I love that. And I love he's gonna be able to give it to Vucevic. He's gonna be dishing that thing.
Man.
And people don't realize Lonzo made more threes than Steph. He made more threes than Dame. He made more threes than LeBron. He made more threes than Trae Young. He didn't shoot overall that great from the field, but he ever since he changed his shot,
he's turned himself into a solid 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he's cool.
A lot of that is due to volume and those 4 getting injured, but
Hey,
Yeah,
but it
it's
worked.
still it's a
So-
nice
I use the
stat.
stat to my advantage. Okay.
All right,
So,
Devion,
um,
where do you think the Bulls end up?
top 5?
Top 5.
Yeah, but because like I'm just being real, like
They
they
get it
were
going, man.
solid last year, and then DeRozan, I forget. I don't think people like
DeRozan's
give
very good.
him the respect he deserves and like how good he really is, bro. Like he is a really good player that's going to fit well with it. He can handle that pressure. I think he can handle that pressure to an extent. I don't think he has enough
All
to
I
handle
ever
the
seen him do
pressure.
is get swept out the playoffs.
I don't think
I'm
he's gonna have
saying
that
I
Chris.
don't think he'll have. Yeah, I
He
don't
ain't
think
gonna have
he'll
that
make it
Chris
to the ring.
effect.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make
He
it to the
very
finals,
quietly
but
had a
he'll.
really good.
Yeah,
He very quietly had a really good stint with San Antonio.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah.
averaging like 21 points, 6 assists. Like he
Mhm.
became more of a playmaker than we ever really saw with him in Toronto.
Agree.
I think I'm kind of.
He
I
will
think I
win.
lean more towards you, Joe. I think I'm a little in between. Like to me, they are solidly in the playoffs, playing right that top 8. Like they are solidly in there. I could see them getting up to something like where you're talking about Devion. I could see them getting up to like 5.
Yeah. I'm giving them 5 max. I'm not.
So
I don't think
teams
they'll
that
be-
I think teams that we
Yeah, I
have to
give
still
5 max.
remember, like
Yeah.
Philly. I don't like Philly, but they're
Mm.
probably not going to fall like all the way out to play. They were
Right.
just the one. They were just the 1 seed, right? Like they got Doc Rivers still. Like they're probably not going to
Bro,
fall
they're
that
not
far
getting
off.
the number 1 seed either.
No, they're not.
I don't think they are. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to fall
No,
that far off to be
7
behind the Bulls.
Ben Simmons ain't gonna be there and stuff, so that's gonna change everything. I don't think.
I'm actually going to bring them up in a second.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna bring up in a second, but the Celtics, like they still got, like they battled COVID pretty badly last year,
Yeah,
plus
indeed.
injuries. Like they're probably gonna be better than what they were. What 7 seed last year?
It's a toss season, bro.
Maybe not.
It's a toss season. They getting rid of Marcus Smart. This is a toss season.
Maybe I don't know. He's not gone yet, and I don't like the teams that were rumored to want him. I don't think have money anymore, so we'll see. You know, Atlanta is still on the rise, and the Knicks. Like, I just can't say solidly that they're going to replace any of those teams. Like, I won't be surprised if they do, but there's just a lot of teams that I still feel a little better about. Now, I'm sure once we get closer to the season, we'll kind of do some predictions. I could see myself putting them ahead of. I keep disrespecting the Hawks. I don't know why. But I could see myself putting them ahead of the Hawks or the Knicks. But
That's fair.
we'll have. We got to see how they fill out the roster.
Got worse.
But
bro, they only won like the Knicks and the Hawks won 41 games last year. Like they ain't win like they won a good amount, but Chicago. I think Lonzo and DeMar.
We gotta talk about the Hawks appropriately. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying that they'll be bad.
After they made the coaching change, like they were like a top 5 team record wise in the whole NBA.
I think they'll be a top 5 this year. I think they'll be top 5 this year. I'm not taking away from them. I'm just saying I think DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo can get you 10 extra games.
I think their pieces, like everything I said about the Lakers and their pieces not fitting, I think the Bulls pieces fit really well.
Yeah, that's gonna help in the East a lot.
Because Zach LaVine can drop 40, and now he can do it. Now he can do it easier because Lonzo gonna be passing on the ball.
Yeah, don't gotta count on his scoring because DeMar can get you a dub a game too, and Vooch can get you a dub a game too.
LaVine's not. He's not, but he's not. He's similar to Melo, where he's not like a catch and shoot kind of guy. He's
the ball.
Go at you.
But you know how Lonzo is. He get that rebound. He flinging that thing. He can fling that thing straight up to Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah, they could.
Yeah, that thing, or he gonna dish it to Vucevic, who can dish it to DeRozan. They gonna be running and gunning.
They're gonna be a fun team. I think they're definitely a playoff team this year.
Can I ask you a quick question about that? So you don't think pretty much with Lonzo being put in this, it'll be pretty much whether people want to admit to it or not, it'll pretty much be what they wanted the Pelicans to be. Because you got the little high rise on there. And I'm not saying LaVine is as good as Zion, but they gonna have those lobs. Vooch go do putbacks. That's a double player. You got another dub player with DeMar DeRozan. And LaVine likes to play iso ball, so he likes to play rec ball, in my opinion. Like, he go run and gun. So it's the same type of stuff. It's just Lonzo's going to I think, fit better because he has a lot better talent around him that can actually
It's Wendell Carter, right?
That's
Well,
it.
he also doesn't have like the Pelicans found out quickly. Well, maybe not quickly, but they found out that Zion is best when he's handling the ball.
Yep.
So that just made it hard for him and Lonzo to really play off of each other. That's not going to be an issue.
The right team around Zion though either. Like you can't have Brandon Ingram. He's an ISO player. Like you need to put shooters around Zion. They don't have enough shooters around.
Yeah, it's not a greatly constructed team. Like I can't really blame them too bad because like they got all those people for AD and then
that's why I
kind of luckily got the number 1 overall pick to pick Zion.
Levine is a better Ingram. You know what I'm saying? All these players we name, they're on the Bulls. They're just better versions of them. That's all it is.
I don't know that I necessarily think that they're better, but they understand how to play.
Hey, Bruce is an all-star, bro.
That's like, what I mean by like better.
No, Vu's a beast.
People are gonna be nasty.
Double. Average. He gonna average a double for the season.
And I like the pieces they put around him because DeMar and Lonzo can guard on the perimeter, so he doesn't have to.
And they still got Kobe White. Kobe White coming off the bench.
Come on, bro.
This is what he should be doing.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good.
This is gonna be the first time the Bulls have really been fun to watch since D Rose, and I don't like the Bulls. It hurts for me to even say this, bro, because I don't like the Bulls at all. Because our boy Natu, like he made me hate them.
Not too much with the Bulls, bro.
Man,
shout out Natu, just became a registered nurse. Good job, Natu.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Outstanding young man.
Yeah, good job.
Let's not go that far.
Dinner on him. Dinner on him.
All right, real quick before we do a quick NFL something. Can someone tell me what the fuck the Sixers are doing?
The right thing.
No. Hold on. Let me explain myself. Why I'm so confused by what the Sixers are doing. They still have not traded Ben Simmons. They're asking for like a
craziness
king's ransom.
The world
that they're not going to get. And so, what did they do in the interim? They signed Andre Drummond, who Embiid obviously does not like. We remember the thing from
come on, man,
and the tweet. They don't like each other. Not that, and that's not even why I really care about it. What was the problem with Ben Simmons and Embiid? You had two really good players that didn't complement each other because Ben Simmons can't shoot. So you put fucking Drummond next to him? What are you doing?
I understand it.
No, you don't. There's no way to understand.
I want to hear what you're saying. I want to hear it.
I understand it.
What, are they tanking again? They're starting the process over?
I agree with you. I don't like it, but I understand their thought process. They tired of Joel Embiid being out of shape and not making it through the season. So we need another big man. We tried Al Horford, and Mr. Eyelash himself couldn't make shit happen. So we're going to go with Andre Drummond, a younger person who can bang in the posts and get them rebounds. So Joel Embiid ain't got to do that all season long so he can be healthy. That's all this is. This is all it's about. Be healthy.
If Drummond plays over him, that'll piss him off. I give you that. But it still don't help them stay in number 1 seed or win a championship because they have 3 centers.
I'm just saying, as currently constructed, they have Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Andre Drummond. What the fuck are they gonna do?
It's stupid.
They got rid of Dwight, so they had to replace him. So now they got 3 centers. So
I think it's dumb to get rid of Ben Simmons unless you're gonna get Dame Lillard. You dumb as hell to get rid of Ben Simmons.
Why it's not going to win you a championship? So at this point, they're just winning a lot of games. That's it.
What you gonna do if you get rid of Ben Simmons? You gotta get a big time point guard who can score.
First of all,
you can't get. There is no point of trading.
I'm not trying to hear that, Joe, because they could have gotten a good point guard. They just asked for way too much.
They could have got James Harden last year.
That's all I'm saying.
Now it's too late. Now what they gonna get? What they gonna get?
CJ McCollum.
Yes, you can.
CJ McCollum not gonna get you. Be in the same situation.
No, he fits with them. He'd be a perfect complement to Joel Embiid.
Same situation.
What do you mean?
That's not getting you past Milwaukee. No. That's not getting you past Brooklyn.
Yes,
it gives you a better shot too.
Yes, that's a great shot versus McCollum and Dame are great together, but they're not beating Milwaukee. But him with Embiid, they give him a run for their money.
Point guard.
You don't need a big time point.
Yeah,
Let Maxey run the point.
Maxey's
cool
got
nice upside. Like,
he's cool.
Think about it: Tyrese Maxey, CJ McCollum, Tobias Harris, whoever you insert at the 4, and then Embiid. Like, that's a good team.
That's the same thing you just had. Just a little bit better shooter, and you lost some on defense.
It would allow Embiid to be even better.
Bro, I think Ben Simmons is young.
Bro, I'm not trying to hear the 17th
defense. This dude is a big time player.
And he is. No one's saying he's not.
You can't give him up just for CJ McCollum.
I would
not. I would give him up for some Dame Lillard. I'm not giving him up for CJ McCollum.
You could have got CJ. You could have got CJ and a couple other players, and it would have fit perfect. They want CJ. The rest of the roster.
CJ McCollum and Norm Powell.
For a lesser version of Chris Middleton.
Who?
Okay, we just saw the Bucks win a championship with Chris Middleton.
Yeah, lesser version of Chris Middleton? No way.
They won him a chip, didn't it?
A lesser version of Chris Middleton didn't win him a chip. Chris Middleton played pretty damn well in this person. I'm saying Chris Middleton is what CJ McCollum is, and you're gonna give Ben Simmons.
So you're saying you don't think CJ McCollum can have big games like Chris Middleton did? We've seen it.
I don't.
We've seen it. We don't have to think it. We've seen him do it. In great time. He can do it. When Dame's scoring 40, this dude's still scoring 20, 30 points.
I don't think he can do it.
Like, he can handle the pressure of another person scoring. And Embiid, that would be perfect. Because when Embiid, what does he struggle with? No offense. It's him and nobody else scoring with him. Not somebody else can score 30. Bro, that's a run for your money.
Come on, bro. Conditioning. Embiid's problem is conditioning.
Ben Simmons can shoot. He's a center. He's a center playing point guard, bro. It will not work. Guess why? Because now you got him as a center, Drummond as a center, and what? Embiid as a center. They all play the same position. Let's just be real.
Not saying
you gotta get rid of them.
I agree with you. I agree. They should sign Andre Drummond. I'm just saying I understand why they did it. And I understand why they ain't trade Ben Simmons yet either.
No, because they're idiots. That's why. They're stupid.
Simmons haven't been smart for a long time.
So, well, let's see.
I'm just saying, I think Ben Simmons is a really good player. I think Ben Simmons can be a lesser version. We're going to do these lesser versions. He can be a lesser version of Giannis. But you wouldn't put Giannis with Embiid.
No.
That's just not a good mix.
I agree with that. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying hold on to Ben Simmons for what?
I'm saying CJ McCollum ain't enough for me to get rid of Ben Simmons. In my opinion,
I'm not going to be 1 for 1. Like, we're not saying 1 for 1. I'm saying the key part of the trade, CJ McCollum, throw in a Powell or a whoever to make it more even. Sure, a first round, not some.
But ain't gonna be nothing but a mid round to a late round pick, which ain't really.
Which is fine because that gives them enough to win right now. That gives them enough where they can contend now.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then because if you're the Sixers, you're not thinking about trying to get the next Joel Embiid with a first round pick. You're trying to get the next like Tyler Hero.
That's it.
Which not happening.
Is a mid first round pick.
Not happening.
And it happens all the time.
So rare.
We watch it every year. It happens like that.
It's so rare.
No, we watch it every year.
Oh yeah, they've drafted well. They drafted Tyrese Maxey. They drafted Dario Saric. Like they've drafted a lot of good players in those mid rounds.
They don't have Dario Saric no more. Half the players they drafted is gone.
Yeah, but Doc
they drafted him.
More a little bit though.
So they got Doc. They got another. They just need to get rid of Simmons. If Simmons comes this year with some offense or some type of, glimpses of him shooting decently, that wasn't a bad move not to ship him out. But if he has poor offense again this year, why are you holding on to him versus you're holding on to hope?
You can't put it all on Ben Simmons. I agree.
It is. Look, that's what he's there for.
I'm not putting it on Ben Simmons. I am putting it on the combination of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I think Ben Simmons is great. Every team should want a Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I agree. They don't match.
Exactly. So fix it.
You gotta get the right pieces. I just don't think CJ McCollum gonna get you there. I just don't think CJ McCollum gonna get you there.
Okay, then call Sacramento and see if De'Aaron Fox is available for Ben Simmons. Like
I'll do it.
I'm just saying, find somebody.
I would give up Ben Simmons for De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley.
You gotta find somebody.
And I'll give him Andre Drummond.
Can't trade him right now.
I know you can't. I know you can't, but you gotta give him something else though. If you're gonna take that and De'Aaron Fox,
I keep him up until the deadline, like you said, to see if the little psyche stuff, if it worked, plays to a psyche or whatever. I don't think that was a smart move, but okay, we'll see. Let's see if it works, and then I'm still getting rid of Ben Simmons.
Because De'Aaron Fox with Joel Embiid would be kind of.
First of all, no. See, that's what I don't get. Because De'Aaron Fox is not. I don't care. Right now, he is not a better piece to win a championship than CJ McCollum is right now. But he will be fun to watch.
He will be fun to watch.
See, I don't care about CJ. Is going to be fun to watch, but he's going to give you 30, and he's going to play in big time moments and produce.
It's true, but it's just not going to get you there.
I'm saying, I don't think they're going to win a championship. But
maybe because De'Aaron Fox is younger, you get away with it more.
I think De'Aaron Fox is definitely a better player than CJ McCollum.
Right now? You think right now?
Trade them. Trade them and tell me the Kings get better. Like, just swap them and tell me the Kings are better.
I think the Kings are like a good fit for him. Like, he's showcasing
the Kings
his
just
talent.
suck. Yeah. The Kings are just terrible. If you put De'Aaron Fox with a team that's actually well constructed, I think you throw him in like the top 5 point guard mix. Like, I think he's that good.
I can't give this one right now. Not right now.
Would you take Colin Sexton? Would you trade for Colin Sexton?
I mean, not if I could have CJ McCollum, but
I agree with that.
I'm saying there's a lot of players. Yes, like over Ben Simmons, I think the fit with Embiid is better. You have to pick one. Maybe the answer is trade Joel Embiid. I don't care. Trade one of them because your team's not going to work like this. Maybe you trade Embiid because he gets hurt all the time, and he's always missing. And there's other things like we've seen him for one season actually put together like a whole season. He still missed some games with injury, but this is the first time we really see him put it all together. Maybe you trade it. I don't care, but you have to split those two up. They don't work together. The process failed. Let's move on. The Olympics. USA, we won gold medal. Me and Joe were right with being 90+% confident. Devion, you were still above 50, I guess, so you're still kind of right, but your shakiness was...
It wasn't easy now. They had to work
it's just like, there's so many uncertainties, but they did what they did.
They did it. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you for not embarrassing us on the international stage, because
there was a lot of adversity they had to overcome, but they did what they did.
They did. They're
KD's
like
solid. Hey.
They're like 1,000 times more talented than any other team they played.
They give the ball. That was what happened.
Yeah, no, that game. I don't know if you guys were able to catch that game last night. It was actually like 10:30 Eastern. Yeah. Actually, a great time for us to actually be able to see it. It was a good game. KD had 21 in the first half. Just kept showing out. Good stuff. But all right, we're gonna tease NFL.
Your boy Bam got his ass beat though in the Olympics.
No, he didn't.
Got bodied. He was being bodied every game. Dude had a fast break, and Marco Rubio blocked his ass. Rubio.
I think you mean Ricky Rubio. The piece of shit governor from Florida did not block him, but
it could have been. They looked goddamn near the same. I just said your boy got his ass beat. He was getting bodied, but that was good for a good experience for me. I watched a lot of games. The boy was getting.
He got bodied like twice in the Spain game, and you just
decided
that was the entire Olympics.
I totally understand though, because it's hard to play FIFA ball. Like he wasn't ready for that. Like you can just sit there and.
All I know is whenever Pop inserted Bam in for Draymond, Team USA went on a run.
No, the problem was that Bam and Draymond playing at the same time. Once he to change that situation up, they were way better. He had two bigs playing.
Yo, can I chime in just for a quick second, man? Can we throw a hat, a shoe, or something at Steve Kerr for saying that his boy Draymond was gonna be the most important piece and then winning?
He lied.
I know he did. I just want to throw my hat at him. It's like stop trying to big up Draymond because he's a dickhead when it comes to playing.
You're doing right. You're doing right. You're like RK Draymond. Look, man. We're getting our pieces back together. You older. You just don't shoot the ball. Please do everything but shoot. Because when Draymond feel like he the dog, he gonna start shooting the ball and they don't go in, and it messes up everything. It happens every time. So as soon as he starts feeling himself, he get that little booty shot and miss. That's what Steve Kerr want him to be like Andre Iguodala was. They really need to transition to putting Draymond on the bench and make him play like Andre Iguodala did.
You can't say did anymore, Joe, because I don't know if you noticed that, but Andre Iguodala did just sign with the Warriors, so Iggy is back with the Warriors. But all right, football time. Training camp has started in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Exciting times. The time of year when everyone thinks that their team can win the Super Bowl.
Isaac Bruce in the Hall of Fame, baby.
About time.
Yeah.
So we'll state some allegiances here. Joe, who's your squad that you rock with, so people can understand your bias?
Rams for life, baby. Rams for life. Me and Stan way back.
Yeah, I wouldn't rep Stan.
Yeah, I don't care. St. Louis is petty. I'll say it right now. Y'all petty. Get over it. The man, his team is worth $3.5 billion. He left this podunk town to go to L.A. I don't blame his ass.
It was LA teams first. That's what I always kind of think is funny about the St. Louis.
Thank you.
Everyone out saying they just went back home.
We had two teams, and our politics made us lose two teams. So that's what it is. Get over it.
The Rams were also, those last waning years, had the second lowest attendance rate in the NFL. So
yeah, blame yourselves.
Yeah. They was booty, yo. They was booty.
Oh, they were terrible. They didn't give fans reason to go, but they
drafted Donnie Avery over Deshaun Jackson. Point blank period.
Devion, do you claim to have a team?
Yeah, I have to. I was talking to my homie like last season, so I got to be a Bavens fan.
Ravens?
Yeah, Bavens until
Bavens. Okay.
Yeah, until
Big B's. Okay.
Hey, I'm also a Cowboys and a Steelers fan. Front runner. What can I say? What
the fuck?
You a loser.
3 teams?
I got three teams. What's up? I got 3 teams. Why can't I have 3 teams?
Because we don't do that.
Loser. I don't do that lame shit. Joe, Dolphins all day over here.
Well, I don't like the quarterback, so I choose winners.
This boy said, "Well,
you haven't seen the Cowboys win shit."
Steelers. That's why I got 3.
That boy just like watching people. He increasing his chances of losing. That's it.
All right.
I know that much.
So here we go. All we're going to do for our kind of initial NFL conversation, some sleeper teams to look out for this year. So, Joe, give me your sleeper team.
I mean, I was going to say the Steelers because people are sleeping on the Steelers. I know they went 12-4 last year, but people think they had a easy schedule and they kind of ended the season pretty rough. But I think Ben Roethlisberger's coming back. He's going to ball out. I love Najee Harris. I think that's a huge pickup. But if I'm going to be real, my sleeper team is the Tennessee Titans. I think Derrick Henry is going to do great things like he always does. Ryan Tannehill, he's slowly giving me more and more faith that he ain't going to blow the game. Like, if he can just be consistent and make 1 or 2 passes when they need him to, I think the Titans can do some things. First of all, their division is weak as hell. Who else in that division going to make any noise?
Well, you would have thought the Colts before they lost their quarterback and best offensive line.
I don't have faith in Nick Foles if he come there, and I don't have faith in Phillip Rivers if he come there. I saw what Phillip Rivers did last year.
Phillip Rivers said he won't join a team until after the high school season is over.
Facts, because he's coaching. So that mug ain't coming back.
So Carson Wentz will be back by then.
Just Tennessee got an easy division. Deshaun Watson, is he going to play? Is he going to be on the commissioner's list? Did he do some inappropriate things or not? Like,
that's a whole crazy situation.
It's a whole crazy situation. That division is real lacking. That's the only reason I'm going to take Tennessee.
So I like the Tennessee pick. I don't know that I would quite be able to call them a sleeper. They just traded for Julio. They've been in the AFC title game. Like, they've had a lot of success lately.
When you look at the AFC, it's Tennessee. I mean, it's the Chiefs. It's the Ravens.
I mean, people are hyping up the Browns. Like, I get it. They're not in like the top.
There's so many teams. The AFC kind of stacked a little bit.
Ryan Tannehill, I think you are underselling Tannehill a little bit. Like, I think Tannehill just got screwed by being with the regimes in Miami that he was in, like Joe Philbin and then Adam Gase. Like, I don't know if you could ask for 2 worse head coaches.
But he's always
been good. He was okay. Let me explain
He
this to
was a
everybody.
receiver.
He
was
did play
quarterback.
receiver.
He played
He was.
quarterback, and then he got beat, so he switched to receiver.
That's not what happened. He was recruited as a quarterback. He was not going to get on the field because he was behind Johnny Manziel.
That's what I'm saying.
He was not going to get on the field, so he was athletic enough to play receiver. So they had him play receiver, but the entire time he was playing receiver, he was still going to quarterback meetings. Like, he was still being treated as a quarterback, which gives you a more like all-encompassing understanding of the offense. So he could still play receiver. So he was never like, it wasn't like, oh shit, I can actually kind of throw the ball a little bit. Let me try quarterback. Like, no, he was always a quarterback. It's just he had to wait his turn. But I think like he's done a good job there. What was weird last year is their defense fell off out of nowhere. Like the prior year, they were like a good defense. He was playing good at quarterback once he replaced Mariota, and Henry was running wild over everybody to make it to the title game. Last year, the defense just didn't work, which was odd and happened in the NFL like that sometimes from one year to the next. So I like the pick. I think they're definitely in the conversation, and I would not be shocked if they went to the Super Bowl.
I just wish they would have kept Corey Davis. It may be really lethal.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Julio and AJ Brown. Like
AJ Brown, Julio's still tough. Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. The one that I wish I would have kept, could have kept, is Jonnu. One, to keep him away from the Patriots, and two, I think Jonnu Smith is a really good tight end.
He is.
But all right, my sleeper team. You know, I can't go anywhere else.
They are good though. That defense,
Miami
defense is no joke.
I think Tua makes a huge step this year. He's actually going to have a training camp and an off season. He's not rehabbing from his hip surgery. They brought in his old buddy from Alabama, Jalen Waddle, who has looked as advertised in camp. They brought in Will Fuller in the offseason. So I think the weapons fit Tua a little better than they did last year. Like last year, it was still kind of like it took some Fitzmagic type of plays where you have to say, fuck it, and throw it up to Devontae Parker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that was like the Dolphins' offense. Fuck it, throw it up there. Hope Devontae Parker can come down with it, which he usually does when he's actually on the field, which is a whole other issue with him. But the defense is going to be lethal. I think the Dolphins, for the record, I'm assuming they will work this out with Xavier Howard, who I think is the best corner in the NFL. I don't care about no Jalen Ramsey. I don't care about...
Please. Jalen Ramsey up there, dog.
I think Jalen
Ramsey are like right here. It's close.
I'll put it like this. I think Jalen Ramsey, in terms of staying attached to a receiver, is better than Xavier Howard. Like slightly better than Xavier Howard. But I think Xavier Howard's ability to take the ball away is just unmatched. Like he is on his historic
a hawk for sure.
When he plays, like
lock you down and make a tackle.
Exactly. So I think that's
get that thing.
Like Howard will lock you down, but if you try him, he's also going to take it away.
X.
And so that's why I lean how I like Jalen Ramsey a lot, even though I went to Florida State. Boo Seminoles. But
Aaron Donald helps him out a lot too.
Yeah, it was a great situation there. But he was doing it in Jacksonville too. Like, it's not like he just got to the ring.
No.
So I think the Dolphins will be my pick. I think another team, Joe, one of your favorite teams. I don't know if they could be considered a sleeper. I haven't watched a ton of the NFL stuff on national media, but the Rams. The Rams are my pick to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC.
I'm worried because Cam Akers got hurt. That's huge because Matthew Stafford's only had one running back that rushed for 1,000 yards, and that was Reggie Bush. So I thought Cam Akers was going to be huge for Matthew Stafford, but now that he's out,
the thing is though, like it doesn't.
Is Henderson really that dude that's going to help him out? Like they run the ball and play it. Well, when they had Jared Goff, they ran the ball and played off of play action. I don't know if Sean McVay's trying to do that with Matthew Stafford or not.
I think they will. I think the thing is, like, the Rams are similar to like the 49ers, where it really doesn't matter who you put at running back. Like, they're going to run it well. So
I give you that.
All right, Devion, sleeper pick.
You want to I pick a hometown favorite, the Rams. I don't know.
All right, fuck it.
I ain't watched it. I watched a little bit. I don't watch too much of football, but guess what? I got time this year, and you boys know why.
Yes, sir. You ain't ready.
I'll have plenty of time this year.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be a wrap then, fellas. Dipped our toes in the NFL. NBA offseason. It's been crazy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all for listening. And again, if you are a fan of a team that is not the Lakers or the Miami Heat, drop it in the comments. We're going to try and get some of you guys on. Only requirement is that you share the episode afterwards. All right. 3 and a possible. Signing
Don't
off.
be afraid to get flamed. Because if you come with some bad takes, we flaming your ass.
Yeah, because we can talk crazy, but we really go
Just be
on your
ready.
head for sure.
Even if you shy and quiet, we still gonna flame you.
No one spared.
That's a fact.
Enjoy your weekend, fellas.